Hello friend, today in this video I am going to talk about bioorganic chemistry. You know the syllabus of bioorganic chemistry in semester 2. So first one, you know the enzymes, mechanism of enzyme action and reaction catalyzed by enzymes and coenzyme chemistry, and last unit bioenergetic and protein metabolism. So in this video I am going to talk about the reaction catalyzed by enzymes. So, reaction catalyzed by enzymes, you know how enzyme act as substrate in biochemical reactions. So, I will talk on multiple displacement reaction and coupling of ATP cleavage to intergonic process. In ATP, you know the phosphate group nearest to the ribose is termed as alpha phosphate group, while the other phosphate are labeled as beta and gamma. You know adenosine diphosphate and adenosine triphosphate ATP are involved in oxidative phosphorylations. You know the structure of ATP? ATP contains three phosphate, one sugar, and adenosine. In the cell, what is happen? The conversion of ADP to ATP is used to store energy, and this energy can be become readily available by conversion of ATP to ADP, means triphosphate to diphosphate. And this energy producing system is a cyclic process in the cell. My dear friend, when ADP is treated with phosphoric acid and if you supply 12 kilocalorie per mole energy, then this will convert into ATP and water. ADP take one water molecules and it give the ATP and phosphoric acid and 12 kilocalorie per mole energy. Now, ATP is one of the most important compound in the cell since its two terminal phosphate group are linked by the high energy phosphate bond. It has two energy rich bond. It has high potential for group transfer. Depending on the nature of the bond of ATP molecule, which react, it can transfer following four different types of groups. First, transfer of orthophosphate group with the release of ADP, transfer of the pyrophosphate group with the release of AMP, transfer of adenosyl monophosphate group with the release of pyrophosphate, an activated compound, and transfer of adenosyl group with the release of orthophosphate as well as pyrophosphate. So you should know the reactions of ATP. Out of above four reactions, I will show you. Uh, the most common in the case of orthophosphate residue is transferred to water. Hydrolysis result enzyme catalyzing, and this reaction are known as adenosine triphosphatase. Reactions B, transference of the pyrophosphate group occurs rarely. One example is the conversion of ribose 5-phosphate to 5-phosphoribose 1-pyrophosphate. We call it PRPP. The reaction C, transference of adenosine monophosphate is again quite common. The reaction D, transfer of adenosyl residue, plays a part in the formation of activated methyl groups. So, my friend, it is important to note that ATP is not the only active reactive triphosphate. Other purine or pyrimidine bases may take the place of adenine in the molecule. The corresponding triphosphate replaces ATP in several metabolic reactions. In general, by analogy with AMP, ADP, and ATP, the nucleoside guanosine, uridine, cytidine, and inosine form GMP, GTP, GTP, UMP, UDP, UTP, CMP, CDP, CTP, IMP, IDP, and ITP. Friend, the ATP in these processes become available to drive all those processes which required energy. Actually, the number of examples where ATP is utilized is great as a number of type of physiological work carried on by the cell. A summary of various processes involve intergonic reaction. You can see the exergonic reactions have the four path and ATP undergoes synthesis, muscular contractions, nervous excitations, active transport, and intergonic reaction. Thus, ATP represents the energy currency of the cell. Now, let us discuss one example, synthesis of benzoyl glycine, to show how ATP is used. The synthesis of benzoyl glycine, that is hippuric acid, does not proceed spontaneously as written. You can see the benzoic acid plus glycine give hippuric acid plus H2O. Actually, the synthesis occurs in the animal body by expenditure of chemical work, that is intergonic. So, benzoic acid plus ATP, benzoyl and pyrophosphate enzyme bond. Benzoic acid plus coenzyme A give benzoyl coenzyme A NMP. Both the above reactions are reversible because in each case the bond broken and the bond formed are energetically equal. Now, once the benzoyl coenzyme is formed, it reacts with the amino group of glycine to form hippuric acid. So, my friends, I hope this video will be helpful to you.